backfiring. You get to about 30 and then just let off. Oh. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to today's video. This is Everything S550. I'm your host, Zach, and let's get on with today. So before we get started with today, I have one big announcement. I recently did a podcast with the Hidden Detour, and they basically invited me on and had me tell my whole story on YouTube, TikTok, all other platforms, and how I kind of grew and had a bunch of fun. And we're still growing right now. We're still having some fun, but just kind of like the start of my story, and we're going to do a follow-up one. Hopefully, if this all works out. The podcast link is the first link in my bio. Click it. It is right above my merch store. If you want to check out the merch store, it is also available. We got some awesome stuff like these awesome phone cases. We got some brand new shirts, sweatshirts, flags, and it's a whole new logo. It is absolutely awesome. So please go check that out. You guys will love it. So today we have an absolutely awesome video planned. I recently just took delivery of a new badge. This badge basically says Coyote on it. It's pretty cool. We're going to install that. We're also going to take my Mustang out for a little ride to kind of test to see how the brakes are holding up. If you missed last video, my brakes failed, so we needed to have those replaced. So we're going to go test it out. We just got it back, so I'm curious to see how this thing is running. So we're going to go take it to go get the bolts because I tried to install the badge yesterday, and I dropped the bolts and lost them. I'm sorry, it was a pain in the ass. The bolts are tiny, they're like really small. So let's go pick up the bolts, we'll test out the car a little bit, feel the brakes out, and then hopefully after a couple of days running the car, we can actually open it up and really push it to its limits and have some fun with it. So anyways, let's get into the installation and taking this thing out. Let's go. Grab this. This is what's going on the front of the car. It's upside down, but yeah, you get the idea. God, it's been a hot minute since I've driven this thing. It sounds good though. It definitely is louder since I've straight piped it. I see now why my neighbors hate me. Alright, so the whole objective of today is to get the bolts and install this thing and also see how this car rides. Get to about 30 and then just let off. It sounds killer. I love it. I mean, personally, I would get a popcorn tune, but you kind of already get it with the when the motor's cold, but it would be like this consistently. All right, so the brakes feel good, which is important because brakes are important. Now, the only thing is, they don't feel extraordinarily tight like they did when I first bought it. Which doesn't kill me, like I don't mind it, but the brakes are holding. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I honestly think if I keep these same calipers and just change out the rotors and pads for a little bit, I'll be good. Eventually I do want to do a 6-piston setup and a 4-piston in the rear, which might be pretty soon, but I am like, it all kind of depends on how much I'm going to be driving this car in the next year and stuff. It's all kind of dependent on that. I've been so used to driving the Vet here and there that it's just like the brakes feel so good on that thing because they have on the Vet it has the setup I want, which is the 6 and the 4. And if you don't know what that is, the way brakes work, there's pistons in the brakes and they press on the brake pad, causing you to slow down, creating friction and transferring the heat. This, I believe, only has a 4 and 2 piston setup in the car, which I don't mind. It stops on a dime. The 6 piston, the 4 piston, not only it looks killer under the wheels, it also just has amazing stoppage power. But I would do it, but it's a little bit more on the pricey side. That's the only downside of doing it. But it is a nice little bonus of looks and stuff. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what I do next to this car. We're just gonna install the badge today. It is like 1,000 fucking degrees outside, so that's not gonna be fun to install. But we'll play by ear, see how things go. All right, let's pull into here and grab the bolts. Hopefully I can bring you guys with me and they don't give me any trouble, but we will find out. I love AC, don't get me wrong, it's 90 degrees outside. But this is one luxury of filming you do not get is AC, because the wind noise is unreal. I actually just came back from Virginia yesterday, and I tried to install that badge. The only problem was the bolts were so small I couldn't screw it on to the thing without me dropping the bolt, and I kept dropping it, and it was so annoying that I just gave up. And then I forgot what I did with the bolts last night, so therefore new bolts had to come into play. That's why I had to run to Ace this morning and pick them up. I'm sweating already, so this is going to be a really long day of install. Cop it. So I saw one of the comments asking what the beeping is from this machine when I'm driving sometimes. And it's a radar detector. Now I highly recommend, if it's legal in your state, that you pick one of these up. It basically gives you a warning where the police are at, so you have enough time to either slow down or just be knowledgeable that there's a cop ahead and not to try and pull anything stupid. Now it is very nice to have. Some states like Virginia and DC, it is illegal to use one of these things. But if you're just driving through, all you have to do is unplug it, tuck it under your seat, and you'll be good to go. Perfect. All right, let's go install this and get the ball rolling. Oh, it's too hot for this. Let's get it started. So to get this off, you gotta take these like little black hatchet things, pop them up like that, and then pull them out. Perfect. Now let's move these all off. Put a screwdriver down there, and then this comes right out. Step one, done. Now let's pop this piece off. I highly don't recommend wearing white shorts while doing this either. This was not the move. The good thing about Mustangs, they're all plug and play. So you just literally push this clip down and then you'll feel it slide right out. And then this is completely disconnected. Don't worry, I didn't unplug anything important besides the sensor to tell if your hood's undone. Next thing, you're gonna need a screwdriver. You're gonna pop this off. Gotta remember what parts you pull off. And then this becomes loose enough where you can move it around, because if you look, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like slates that run up here. So to get to them, you gotta slide your hand in it, and that loosens it up. Now comes the pain in the ass part. I figure out where this thing is gonna go. I'm thinking right there. Yeah, I'm happy with that placement. All right. So you guys can't really see what I see, but I'm trying to slide my hand into here. My arm is being cut by this fucking bolt, and I can slide that all the way back. Okay. Oof. All right, the plate's installed on the back. Now I need to bolt it in. We'll be good. We'll be chilling. I should have bought like 4 of these, but I'm an idiot. Only bought 2, so there's that.
I'm actually gonna pass it to myself through the grill so I don't drop it. There we go, that's more like it. Look at my wrist, Jesus. Problem is I can't fit pliers through those slates. So in order to get that on, it's gonna be almost near impossible. At least super tight. I gotta do it hand tight, which sucks, but it needs to be done. Okay. Let's try this again. Bottom one. Oh. Thought I just dropped it through the grate again. Yes. Second bolt's on. That was the only stressful part about this yesterday, was me dropping the bolts. That's on. Cool, let's check it out. It's a little crooked on the left side, so I'm on the top of it. I like it. First thing is first, and it is these bolts. This is the worst part of doing this correctly.
A few moments later.
There we go. Does that look on right? Yeah. Now it's this. Do these four first because those are the ones I pulled out last. And this is what I was talking about. It's literally the easiest thing to put back in. All I have to do, boom, boom, they're back in. Now in theory, this should close. God, I need to clean this engine bay, this whole car, so that's what I'm gonna do after this. So first we got to move the car up a little bit. I apologize to everybody. This thing is so loud. So I love the way this came out. My only problem is it does this. It moves. So you gotta make sure it's like straight and aligned. And then like once it is, you can like get it to stay. I have it pressed down all the way so it doesn't jiggle as much, but for the meantime, it'll do. Just make sure that's straight. But all in all, this with like the grill on looks killer. I love it. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please stay tuned for the next one because I did say we were going to have some fun with the Mustang, and that is coming up in the next video, I promise. We just got to let the brakes break in more a little bit. That should be done in theory by the time I record next. So we are going to have some fun with the Mustang next. We just put in a shit ton of work into it, so it's time to have some fun with it. With all work comes a little bit of play, so we're gonna do that in the next one, I promise. It's gonna be super, super fun. Also, leave your comment down below what I should have some fun with next. Should we do a POV drive in the vet? I'm thinking we should. Leave your comment down below if that's what you want to see. And I think that's basically it. So please drop that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.